Daiwanawanga guys, look what just showed up at my front door. This is the Hot Toys Sideshow exclusive Darth Maul with speeder bikes deluxe. Let's not waste any time. Let's get this thing unboxed and check it out. Stick around. All right, before we dive into the figure itself, let's take a moment to appreciate this absolutely stunning art box. Hot Toys never skimps on presentation, and here with the Darth Maul with speeder bike, it's no exception. So right up front, we've got this high resolution image of the figure itself, posed in all of his glory. Darth Maul straddling that sleek and sinister speeder bike, lightsaber ignited, looking every bit the menace we remember from The Phantom Menace. Color palette here is bold and dramatic, deep blacks, crimson reds, perfectly capturing Maul's dark presence. Flipping around to the back, you're going to see our standard credits and legal info, as well as some highlights about the figure and the accessories. Nothing flashy, but the clean layout keeps the focus where it should be, on what's inside the box. As a Sideshow exclusive, this set does include a few extra touches that we're going to get into shortly, but even from just the box alone, you know you're in for something special. So let's crack this thing open and see what Darth Maul has packing inside. At last, we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last, we will have revenge as soon as we get this box open. So right off the bat, we're presented with another art piece here. Him on the speeder bike with a nice portrait in the back. Always nice to have that second little piece of artwork there. And we are going to take some time to struggle getting the initial piece of plastic out of the box. But once we do, we get to where we want to be, and the smell of a brand new hot toy fills the air. So right off the bat, we are presented with this kind of wrist piece, that communicator piece that he uses to call out the probe droids. This is a really detailed little piece. It does have a nice metallic sheen to it. I'm glad they didn't just use a flat plastic piece there. It does have some shine like metal. Then we've got a right holding hand. This is going to be to hold some accessories or maybe have a grip on his speeder bike. Use it for what you will, but a nice gloved hand to kind of hold something a little bit larger with. Nice detail on the gloves. Nothing spectacular to Maul's gloves. There's no crazy detail to his gloves. So they kind of are what they are. We've got a left-fisted hand here, and you can see, looks good. All the leather is, kind of pulling and scrunching in all the right places. Just kind of your typical hands that were presented. A left lightsaber holding hand. Kind of a button pointing, like a kind of working for the comm link is what I think that is supposed to be for. Same thing for the other hand. If you're going to put the comm link on the other arm, it's kind of just he's playing with something. Looks like he's pressing a button with that hand or something. We've got a force gesture hand here, or just an action pose hand here. Most of the Jedi or Sith Hot Toys come with something like that. So we've got the same thing for both hands, so you can pose them how you like. And then we've got our lightsaber effects. We've got the action swoosh effect here. What I like about these is they're really deep red. Um, Others I've noticed they have almost a pink hue to them. These are really dark red. So I'm hoping moving forward, Hot Toys will keep this color for the red lightsabers. Here we've got our USB powered or battery powered lightsaber. If you do like the light up effect for the lightsabers, I do not typically use those, but you do have that option. And we just have our standard double-bladed lightsaber here. What I discovered in playing with this is that this breaks into two pieces. So you can pose him after Obi-Wan slices his lightsaber in half. But really nice detail on the lightsaber. Lightsabers always look great from Hot Toys. And we've got the half of it with power, should you just decide to light up his lightsaber. Also comes with this, I think this is part of the Sideshow exclusive piece here. Well, the lucky people to get a Sideshow exclusive got this Darth Maul gold-plated coin thing. I have no idea what I'll do with this. Probably nothing. It probably will stay in this box. I guess if I had enough of them, it would be cool to have them in a shadow box or something like that. But yeah, is it worth the extra price tag? Is it worth? I don't know, but comes with it. We do get 2 head sculpts with this Darth Maul. So we get the really angry going into battle look here. Got a good look at those rotten teeth. Nice detail on the face here. Both head sculpts come with rolling eyes, so you can put his eyes in the positions that you do choose to put them in. Looks really, really great. This is a really nice head sculpt. The red is really, really deep. It looks much better than the Clone Wars Darth Maul, and I like it a lot more. Just a lot more detail to the texture of the face. Notice the head pops on and off this figure much easier than others, and the eyes are much easier to work too. I didn't even need to use the tool to work the eyes. So here you can see the tunic. The whole tunic is wired. The entire thing is wired here. Really, really easy to put into the position you need for him jumping off that speeder bike the way they kind of intended you to pose him. Now, for mobility here, the arms are really kind of tough. There's a lot of limited mobility in the shoulders. Elbows are really, really easy, but the shoulders are tough. I don't know if it's the tunic or just the build, but the shoulders are tough. And once you get them into a certain position, it is hard to find the right position to get the mobility that you're looking for. Legs have awesome mobility. They'll go really far up. It'll bend at the knee. Really, really easy. No pressure needed. His ankles have a little bit. He's got these crazy boots on. I guess like his motorcycle boots or something. But the ankles don't roll too much, or at all. But they will turn, and the knee has some really good articulation. So legs have amazing articulation, which makes it easy. The head kind of just spins. You don't have a lot of mobility when it comes to putting it to the side or up or down. There's just, you see the limited motion there. Popped his head off. It's all good. We got it back on here. So you can see, head is okay. Not much up and down movement unless you want to pop his head off. Arms will go about that far without too much pressure. So mobility is okay, probably like a 7 out of 10, maybe. I don't know. There's some pieces that could be better. So we are going to see what else this thing comes with. Comes with his cloak here. Really, really nice. The texture here is nice. It has this weird, like almost accordion type of texture that when you're posing it and you spread it out, it like snaps back into place. It's really weird. Never noticed or knew that his cloak was like that. Here we are going to get to the speeder bike. So a lot of really nice detail here. They paid enough attention to where, they gave it a little bit of scratches, a little bit of wear. There's a little bit more wear on this side than there is on the other side. You can see up on the front piece there. Now on this, it does light up. These pieces on the back light up. The cockpit controls light up. I haven't really played with that yet. I don't really mess with too much of the light up features, but here you can see the USB. But really nice on the speeder bike there. So we're going to get the rest of this stuff out. One of the things that I love about this, I totally forgot it was going to come with this, was this probe droid. This is really, really cool. It does come with an antenna. You'll see me pop that in here in a second. But the probe droid really looks really, really nice. Just a nice extra piece to kind of display him with. And then there's that battery pack to light up the figure. And it comes with this tube here. That's what the part of what the speeder is going to rest on. And then it comes with his electro binoculars. Just another cool prop that you can kind of pose him along with, just to add some detail to whatever scene you're going to be recreating with the limitless abilities that this hot toy presents you with. Okay, so here's the antenna. There's like sensory overload when you get to this piece of the part of the packaging. There's just so much in there that you don't. I didn't know what to grab first or what to work with first, but the antenna here it sits, pops right into the top there, and it looks really, really, really nice. All right, then it's going to come with the base here, two holes for the speeder bike, and to put the figure in the air. You can take away the sand Tatooine scene and make it kind of like a feed floor, or looks like the floor where that the hole is in the feed palace, where the fight comes to an end. So that's everything here in the bottom of the box, and we are going to put him into some poses now and play with him a little bit. All right, first pose I did with him was just classic Darth Maul when he ignites that double-bladed lightsaber to face off against Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan in Episode 1. He's got it off, showing it off there, getting into his pose there. This figure looks amazing. There's nothing about him from a visual aspect that I don't like. It just looks great. The tailoring on the tunic is amazing. I think he has one of the best costumes probably in the whole saga. Probably one of the most unique. Just looks great. Here's some detail on the head sculpt, so you can see the detail they put into his head, and what they kind of did there. It just looks awesome. Look at the horns, I mean, like they put so much detail into those horns, and they're sharp. They're actually like really sharp, and they didn't skimp on, they're jagged. They didn't just go generic with them. They're all a little different, and they look great. So here I decided to pose him with the cloak on. I didn't realize when I did this that the cloak actually has a clasp on the inside to close it on the front. So I did notice that for my final pose with him, but I just wanted to do something with the hood up and the cloak on, kind of like after he calls the probe droids out. He's got his binoculars in his hands. He's got that comlink on his wrist. So just something to kind of show what he looks like with the cloak on. The hood pose is really nice. It lays really nice. It's wired, so you can give it whatever kind of shape you want. And he's got that shadow on his face, just looks real nice. The probe droid looks great. Now, the one thing about this probe droid is that this this acrylic little rod that it comes with is very malleable. It's not stiff, so like it kind of leans with the weight of the probe droid on it. I wish it was just a little stiffer so that it didn't lean the way that it does. But I guess it doesn't, it's not too noticeable. And here's my final pose with him on the speeder bike, cloak on, jumping off to attack here. Um, this figure is awesome. It has like this huge presence when he's jumping off the speeder bike. And you can see there when, with some good lighting, that face sculpt just looks amazing. I did swap the head sculpt out for that angry face, and I recommend posing him with the piece that kind of holds him midair and then sneaking the speeder bike in there after and making it work. The speeder bike does not sit flat, it shifts all over the place so that you can have some, I guess, it works with where you put the figure so that the speeder bike doesn't necessarily get in the way of it, but it is easier to pose him without the speeder bike there first. And then the speeder bike will kind of lean based on how he's pushing off of it, which gives it a really cool, kind of a realistic look to it. You can see how great the tunic looks when you can flare it and wire it, and you can make it as crazy as you want. And same with the cloak. The sleeves are all you can wire. I mean, like look at the presence that it has. It's just an amazing figure. So here's the 360 on the turntable, so you can get a sense of what he looks like, you know, all the way around. I mean, again, just the presence that this figure has is unbelievable. So you can see here how that speeder bike is kind of tilted backwards the way it would be if you were pushing off of it. That piece that holds him up is flexible, and it has a piece to go around his waist. I put it under the cloak. You can't barely see it at all when you're actually presenting the figure. It just looks awesome. They did such a nice job with this figure. I'm so impressed with it. I swapped out the face there for the one where he's kind of gritting his teeth with his mouth open, just more of that action type of shot, and it looks so good. And I mean, just look at the way the costume flares out. It's just I love this thing. I think it looks great, and I think they did a absolutely phenomenal job on this figure. Definitely one of the better Hot Toys that I have and have seen. Imagine this for a second. You're 9 years old, running as fast as you can through the desert, following some guy who looks like Space Jesus, who just took you away from your mom and your whole life, everything you've ever known. Okay, and you look back, and this fucking thing is coming up on you full speed, 100 miles an hour, and tries to run you over. Not because he knows you're the chosen one, not because he knows that you're going to shape the entire destiny of the galaxy at some point. It's just because he thinks it would be fun to run you over. He thinks it would be a good time. There's no other reason. That would be terrifying. I mean, look at this thing. Seriously, though, this, I think, is my new favorite Hot Toy. I've said that a couple times, but after today, it's been a long time since I ended up opening a Hot Toy and putting him in multiple poses. I mean, I just showed you guys a couple, but it's been a long time since I've really played with a Hot Toy, putting him in different poses, putting him in different scenarios. I mean, this thing is just so much fun between the different head sculpts, the cloak, the way you can shape and mold the cloak, the way you can shape and mold the tunic, the lightsaber that comes into two pieces, the speeder bike, the binoculars, the probe droid. I mean, you can create so many scenes from the movie with this thing, And if you have a Qui-Gon, and maybe eventually Hot Toys will bless us with an Episode 1 Obi-Wan, you can recreate Theed. I mean, you could take the sand piece off of the base and make it the floor of Theed. I mean, there's so much you can do with this figure. I'm so happy I picked this up, and hopefully you guys were able to get your hands on one. If not, then maybe you'll be able to find one somewhere. This is not a Hot Toy that you want to pass up. By far my favorite Hot Toy that I've just added to my collection. I did not think I was going to say that. I knew it was going to be cool, but I didn't think that I was going to be this blown away by it. I love this thing. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed today. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing and a sneak peek at the figure. So, like and subscribe for more unboxings like this, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya.